Hello, and welcome to this session, Do's and Don'ts on your way to transforming your business for the future. My name's Alan Joan. I'm going to spend about 15 or 20 minutes talking around this topic, focused on do's and don'ts. And at the end, we're going to run a poll to collect opinion. So a bit about myself. I'm an account director at Creatio. I've been in business systems for the last 40 years, and for the last 25 of those specialized entirely in CRM and all the things that surround CRM: marketing, automation, business intelligence, integrations with back office systems. Collier Pickard, as a consultancy, is a specialist CRM consultancy. So the business has been trading with the same core team since its inception. That team's actually worked together for the whole 25 years that I've been in CRM. We operate as a consultancy. However, most importantly to this discussion today, we operate with best of breed systems as well. And our focus is always on customer success. Over the last couple of years, we have reevaluated what represents best in breed in CRM and have come down strongly in favor of CRM that's driven by low-code process automation. So Creatio is an important part of our product portfolio, and we recommend it for organizations, small, medium organizations, and divisions of large global enterprises where process automation, low code, and beautifully configured user interfaces in CRM are the drivers for the business need. Now, this lecture is specifically about transformation and the digital transformations that take place in business today. So transformations might be in various shapes and sizes and at various scales. Simply installing a new CRM system represents a digital transformation for a business, either because you're adopting CRM for the first time and moving away from data and lists in Excel spreadsheets, or because you're moving and migrating your CRM system into your second or third generation of CRM usage. Those things represent digital change. And there are some transformation do's and don'ts that will apply to making that CRM deployment successful and having a positive impact on your business. Low code is another digital transformation that's taking place in businesses today, where for the first time people in the operational side of your business become responsible for developing processes that impact the way your CRM works or the way some other aspect of your customer management works. So the concept of citizen developers represents a digital transformation that will have a positive impact on the future of your business. On a wider scale, digital transformations will have exactly the same core do's and don'ts, even if it's at massive scale. For example, when some years back, Rolls-Royce transformed their business from being an aircraft engine manufacturer into being a service company, whereby their message changed from "we make brilliant aircraft engines" to "we help your aeroplanes stay in the sky for longer." And that shift from manufacturing company to service company changed everything about the way the business worked. It changed the way they handled digital information, and it changed the way that their service engineers moved around the globe, always being ready to service aircraft whenever they were on the ground, wherever they were on the ground. So it doesn't matter whether it's a simple transformation in CRM terms or a complex transformation in terms of the whole business ethos. There are do's and don'ts that apply across the board. So let's have a look at the list of my top 3 do's. And these are quite simple to say. However, they require some careful thought in order to get them right. Defining the value of your business is something that requires multiple facets. If you ask the sales director to define the values of the business and the way that this transformation will improve things, that person might refer to growth in revenues, growth in profit margins, transforming the conversion rate from inquiries to orders to improve it. There are multiple ways of defining value. If you look at it from a customer service point of view, value might be, how can I reduce the number of incoming calls? What is it I could do to my service offering that would make our service desk lower cost to operate, because we either have less calls coming in or we become better at handling calls and make our whole operation more effective. So defining the value of the transformation is something that's important. It's clear to understand what the benefits will be. And there are some key phrases that you can use to help you define value. One will be to put yourself in the shoes of the person who's going to have to work differently as a result of the transformation and say, what's in it for me? And be able to answer that question, what's in it for me? If you can articulate a benefit in a clear way against that message, then you go a long way to defining value for those people who are going to be impacted by change. Another way of defining is to use I can statements. If you tell people that once this transformation is complete, I can work more effectively, or I can work with less delay on collecting information from colleagues, or I can respond to customers more quickly and make my job more satisfying because I make customers happy more often. So what's in it for me and I can statements are a good way of defining value. And the analyze, my point number 2, do too, is that you must look at the impact on all the parties that are involved in this transformation. So, for example, it's not just the people who are going to use the new digital data, but the people who are impacted by the use of that digital data. So think about your customers. Is there a better way of delivering a message to customers, and what impact will the transformation that's going on in your business have on them? And create communication plans which alert people to the fact that these changes are happening. So if you're implementing a new low-code system in customer service to help you improve the efficiency of handling incoming calls, let people know in advance, let your customers know in advance that this is what you're doing, and set their expectations that things might change. Maybe there'll be a few hiccups along the route, but bear with us because we'll work it through and we will be more effective and be able to look after you in a more responsive way as a result of the transformation. The last point in my list of the do's is to understand the skills that you need for success. So expecting people to suddenly adopt a new way of working with digital information is not necessarily the right way to go about a digital transformation, and one that has a positive impact on the future of your business. So you might think about looking at, in an empirical way, what are the skills and talent that I'll need in my new world? And of the people in my team today, how many of those people already have those skills? How many people could be trained and grow into those skills? And how many people will unfortunately be left behind by the transformation and not be able to pick these skills up? And then decide what you need to do with those people. There was an interesting case study from a UK utility company some years back, where they had 120,000 employees. They were going through a digital transformation, which was revolutionizing the whole of the business, the whole of the way the business world worked, including installing IoT measurements from all their devices out in the field, which massively changed the way their engineering operation worked. And they determined that there would be 80,000 jobs required post-transformation. And that sounds like they had to make 40,000 people of the 120 redundant. It turned out to be not the case. They actually had to make 80,000 people redundant because not all the people that were going to remain after 40,000 redundancies were able to pick up the new digital skills that were required. So in fact, we had to transform. They had to transform their workforce by bringing new people on and displacing others. So my list of do's there is about value, about understanding the impact that this new value proposition will have on all the parties that are involved, both inside your company and outside, and to make sure that you actually have or develop or recruit the right skills to work in your new digital world. If I look at my list of don'ts, they're really quite simple rules. Don't make assumptions. Use voice of the customer programs. Use voice of the employee programs. Create focus groups so that people buy into the change that's about to happen. But don't make assumptions about what it is you think they will want. Actually ask them and take these things into account. My second don't is don't be rigid. Don't refuse to flex. If during the course of a transformation, if during the course of introducing citizen developers and low-code capabilities into your business operation, if you find that the people you'd expected to be able to pick these skills up and run with it are struggling, then be prepared to change your program. Be prepared to introduce new training. Be prepared to delay your original expectations on dates or costs. Be prepared to flex based on progress. This would be a conventional message that went with an agile development in IT terms. So refusing to flex, sticking to the plan rigidly is not good when you're trying to make a digital transformation that will positively impact the future of your business. The third in my list is not to underestimate change. Change is not, in this context, I'm not talking about a change management program where you might appoint a Prince 2 qualified project manager to manage your change process. This is about actually understanding change in terms of the impact it has on the business. What will the business look like as a result of your low-code introduction? What will your business look like in terms of the digital change because you've introduced new CRM systems? And how can you represent that change in a successful light right the way across the whole organization? And I'll pick up on a comment about underestimating change in a second as I close this session. So those are my don'ts. They're quite simply: don't make assumptions, don't refuse to flex, and don't underestimate change. Now, some years ago, we introduced CRM into a financial services organization. They were global investment managers, and at the end of a couple of years of significant transformation, whereby client reporting was taken out of Excel and Excel pivot tables and derived from reporting from CRM, where note-taking and sharing of client information and investment opportunity information around the globe was moved out of Word and into CRM. Some significant changes, some workflow processes, some process automation that revolutionized the way the business was working. The senior partner in charge of that operation made this comment at the end. And I think that kind of reinforces my point that underestimating change is a mistake. So the senior management of the company need to be involved in your transformation. They need to understand the impact it will have on everybody. And my list of do's there: understanding value, understanding impact, and understanding the talent that you need, are all part of this need to persevere with utter singular determination. So that covers the material that I had prepared to present to you in this session. Your opinion matters, and we've prepared a short survey. Let me move that out of the way. We've prepared a short survey and would like you to express your opinion on those 3 do's: understanding value, impact, and talent. What's your opinion on the importance and the priority of those 3? So thank you for watching today, and please complete the survey.